I never thought I would be covering K-pop on this channel. I don't typically talk about music unless it's a musician I really enjoy, or if it was some iconic musician who has gone on to be with the Lord. But this time, I wanted to cover the Stray Kids rapper Felix because he faced some pretty serious backlash over his Christian beliefs. 'Cause I've been living life right like I could just die any minute. Going for a ride down the side. Hi everyone, my name is Jacob Airy. Welcome to the StudioJake vidcast where I talk about all things pop culture. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring that little bell if you're watching on YouTube so you get notifications when I post a new video, and consider becoming a channel member and purchasing a copy of my new novel. All right. So, yeah, I never thought I'd be talking about K-pop, and no disrespect to K-pop, it's just not my jam. I prefer rock and roll, I prefer 80s rock, I prefer country music. It's just how I am. I've got nothing against the genre or any particular band. However, this one story did pique my interest, and yes, I know I'm covering it a little bit late, but I wanted to talk about it because I talk about faith often on this channel, and this is one that really caught my attention because of this. Like I said, I'm finding this out way late. Apparently this was a big story in France for some reason, and of course South Korea. So this is according to the news outlet Kpop Stars with a Z. Stray Kids Felix spotted holding Bible sparks various reaction over religious beliefs. In a recent airport sighting, Stray Kids Changbin and Felix stirred up a storm of reaction among fans, effectively known as stays. I don't know, why aren't they called strays? Stray kids, stay, whatever. Anyway, continuing with the article. The K-pop idols, fresh off a trip from South Korea to Japan for an offline event, returned on June 10th, prompting their fans to flock to social media to discuss their airport fashion choices. Now, I'm going to skip what his friend was wearing. It was a very inappropriate shirt, in my opinion, but continuing on. Meanwhile, Felix was spotted pulling out a sizable Bible from his Louis Vuitton bag, drawing contrasting reactions from fans. Amidst the laughter and amusement sparked by the stark differences in their attire, some stays took to social media to share their thoughts. One fan even humorously lamented the price of Changbin's shirt, expressing a desire to match with him, but finding it difficult to justify the cost. However, it was Felix's choice of accessory that truly captivated fans. Images of Felix with the large Bible prompted a flurry of reactions online, with some suggesting he opt for a smaller, more travel-friendly version or utilize digital alternatives. Now, I'm putting the photo of him removing it from his bag on the screen so you get a full picture of it. I should have had it up by now, but just to point it out. Oh, actually, it might be on this side. Sorry about that. Anyway, it says, well, the majority of responses were lighthearted or supportive of Felix's religious expression. A minority of netizens took a more negative stance. And they have like the Stan account, and it says, the Bible, Felix? I see people telling him to get a smaller Bible, but I honestly think that's a study Bible, like a Bible and a notebook in one. I mean, he could just get a notebook and a smaller Bible, but it's all right, lol. Some even went as far as claiming they would be unstanding or switch biases upon learning of Felix's Christian faith. However, the tide of opinion swiftly turned in Felix's favor as more stays came to his defense. Then they have some different Twitter reactions. A lot of people were saying he just needed a smaller Bible, but then they had a few where it says, Stan's unstanding SKZ and hating Felix because he reads the Bible is actually wild. And I agree with that. I mean, this is so crazy to me, that this is what they're concerned about. And to be fair, though, to them, I'm sure it was a surprise because South Korea has a decent sized Christian community there, but it's still not seen in a positive light. The same as in Japan. When Christian missionaries were first coming to Japan, they were heavily persecuted for their faith. And I think now in Japan, it's still barely in the double digits as far as Christian religion, and in some cases it's even made fun of. The most popular religion in Japan following the fall of the shogun has been sort of this new age religion and ancestor worship. So it kind of makes sense. Now in South Korea, I have to be honest, I'm not really sure what the top religion of it is. I've heard some people say it's Buddhism. I've heard some people say it's Confucianism, but whatever the case, Christianity is still a minority in that country. And so it just boggles my mind that this young man, Felix, or I think he's a young man, that he wasn't even really expressing his faith in an overt way. They were at the airport. They've got one guy who has an inappropriate shirt on. He's dressed nice. He's got his Louis Vuitton bag. I don't know why they think that. Guys, just go to Walmart. Stray kids, just go to Walmart for your bags. Louis Vuitton is nothing more than a branding opportunity. That's it. But anyway, and he just pulls his Bible out of his bag. Now, whether to read it or he just wanted to shuffle it around, I've not been able to find anything that clarifies that. But just the fact that this created such a stir in social media and in the news at the time just boggles my mind. I mean, he could be doing anything else. He could be partying, he could be crashing cars, he could be doing illegal substances, but no, he's going to get in trouble for reading a Bible, for owning a Bible, for carrying it in the airport. Now, good for some fans for defending him and saying, hey, what difference does it make what religion he is? He's a good singer. I agree with that. I have listened to a couple of Stray Kids songs just so I can be up. And let me tell you, this guy has a deep voice. He is an excellent rapper. And in fact, I believe my wife told me that he actually can rap faster than Eminem, which that's no surprise. Eminem is kind of a has-been, but it's still impressive that he has that kind of skill. And I just want to say one thing too is I know BTS, it's popular to hate on them. Again, I don't understand the hate. I'm not a K-pop stan. I don't listen to it. Again, it's just a genre preference. But the amount of hate that BTS gets is kind of stupid. I mean, I remember one time this account I used to interact with called BTS's music soulless. That's preposterous. Just because you don't like it, just because it doesn't resonate with you, doesn't mean it's soulless. K-pop music has fans all over the world, and there's a reason for that. And in this case with Felix, I think that has something to do with this. Now, I think this is a blessing in disguise because, yes, he was getting so much persecution online. People saying we're not going to buy their albums anymore. He has some solo tracks. They're saying we're going to unstand him. We're not going to buy his solo tracks anymore. And the reason I brought up BTS is because they actually came together and kind of defended the Stray Kids. They've been collabing before. They have done a couple of concerts together and whatnot. And I thought that that was really cool of them that they used their fame to help them out. And I have to say, good for BTS because they've all done stints in the military at this point. I believe that their military service is ending. So they've been on a little bit of a hiatus. Now, some have gotten out before others and have done solo projects, but I want to say good for them for serving their country. And also BTS has really helped the economy of South Korea because as it generates more interest into that genre, into the K-pop genre. Good for the BTS group for having the back of Stray Kids and Felix in particular. And Felix, I don't know if you'll ever see this video. I don't know if a fan will send it to you. I don't know anything about your history, but I want you to know that as a brother in Christ, I want you to know that I'll be praying for you. And I know that the month with the social media backlash was really hard on you, but I just want to say that I will have your back as a brother in Christ, as an American brother in Christ. Stay strong, stay close to your faith, and continue to do good works. You're having a positive impact on people. And the fact that you didn't come out and say, oh, it was an accident, that you tried to backtrack. I've seen so many celebrities do that when they're caught in their Christian faith. They want to backtrack almost instantly, but you have stayed strong. You've not backtracked. Now, I want you to know that I will be keeping an eye on this story. When I say you, I mean you who are watching. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this story. I'm going to be watching it because I do hope that people learn from this and that they can be Christian, that they can show their Christian faith no matter what industry they're in, whether it be Hollywood, politics, music, they can stand strong. Oh, and by the way, Felix, I don't know what version of the Bible you had or if it was even a study Bible, but I highly recommend you getting the ESV version if you like to read it in English. I show this one often. If you want the first Bible to ever come to of the United States, just for a historical reason, which is why I have this one. This is the 1599 Geneva Bible. As according to records, this was the first Bible that made its way to shores. And of course, pick up the Passion Translation, don't listen to the haters. If you like that video, give it a like, leave me a comment, tell what you think, share it to all your friends, and of course, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, ring that little bell so you get channel notifications, and consider becoming a channel member. It's how you can support small indie creators like myself. But if you're watching, whether it be on YouTube or Rumble, BitChute, Odyssey, whatever it is, and you're like, I don't want to support you with big tech, don't worry. Click on my locals link. It's in the description. It's how you can support me. It's kind of like a subscribe star or Patreon. You can give me tips or become a monthly subscriber. That would really help me out. Or purchase one of my books. I just released a new one, a fantasy novella called Blessed Child. Definitely check that out. You can find me on Amazon. Just search my name, Jacob Airy, plus the title, and you will find it there exclusively. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time right here on Studio Jake. 'Cause I've been living life right like I